and today I'm going to be making another original character called Pink Phillip, and here is my little design idea that I came up for this character. So yeah, let's get on creating Pink Phillip. So for Pink Phillip, I'm going to be using this Pinkie Pie. I'm just going to take off the label of them since it is no longer needed. Now I'm going to be using this nail polish remover that has 99% of acetone in to remove the cutie mark and the eyes. Now I'm going to be taking this cat brush and I'm going to be brushing out the pony's hair, and I only use this on pony hair, by the way, or doll hair. I don't use it on an actual cat. And I do sometimes use it to brush out some yarn. But anyway, yes, I'm going to be styling this pony's hair now by brushing it out with the hairbrush, or the cat brush in this case, and I will be cutting it. So Pink Phillip has a shorter tail and mane, so what I do is I cut a bit off at a time, and I kind of like, Pink Phillip's tail is kind of like curved like this. That's the sort of style I want, and I kind of wanted to get at that sort of length. So I'm just like measuring it up to see if it looks right and at the right length, to see if I need to proceed in cutting any more off. So now that the tail is cut to the right length, I can now start working on the mane. So to do this, I'm going to separate the mane into two sections. And to tame the mane, I'm going to be dipping a toothbrush in some water, and I'm going to just water it down a bit so it can be more put together and so hairs won't fly everywhere and everything like that. So this is just going to help me be more precise and everything like that, and it just keeps the hairs together basically, and it makes things a little bit easier, and it just makes me have more control of the hair. Since I may have a bit of OCD, I use a pin to kind of separate the hair plugs to be exact sort of thing, just so the hairs from different hair plugs aren't like overlapping with each other, so I can like really separate them using the pin. Now it is time to cut the mane, so I kind of brushed like the hairs forward, like in front of the face, not like sideways, if that makes sense. So that's what I'm doing here, and I'll kind of cut it like a bit longer than I actually want, just in case I make any mistakes. It does look a bit out of control for now, but for now I need to put this in a little bun to keep it out of the way so I can work on the back bit of the head. So again, I'm using a toothbrush that does have some water on to maintain the back part of the head hair. And I am cutting this like flat to the side, unlike the front part of their mane. So I'm cutting this like at a different sort of angle, so it's not like pulled forward over its face. And after that, I put it in another little bun. Now it is time to pencil in the eyes and the cutie mark of the pony, so I'm using this like as a guide so I know where to paint and where not to paint, and yeah, it just gives me a little guideline so I know what the eyes are going to look like, and it gives me like an idea of what this little pony is going to turn out to look like. And oh, look at the little face, oh! So after I penciled in the eyes and the cutie mark on both sides, I'm now going to be using acrylic paint to paint in all of the details for the eyes, and I'm using the incorrect end of a paintbrush just to blob in the highlights there. And to add in the smaller highlights, I'm using the end of a pin. So Pink Phillip has yellow freckles, so I'm going to be using the end, like the opposite end of a paintbrush to blob in those yellow freckles. So this is what their face turned out to look like, and the freckles kind of look like acne, but the freckles, okay, they are freckles. And I did decide to paint in the ears as well, even though it's not on the design idea that I have. But I was like, you know, let's make them a little bit more extra and paint in the ears with yellow and blue. So that's what I did. I kind of tried to give it like a bit of a gradient in the ears. Like a blue gradient to yellow, or yellow gradient to blue, whatever. So yeah, that's what I tried to do. I mean, I'm not really too bothered how the ears look since it's not in the original design. It's just something that I just decided to add. I'm not sure if I like it or not, but to be honest, I don't really care that much about the ears, so let's move on. Now I'm going to paint in the cutie mark, which is actually just a tap. And if you're wondering why the cutie mark is literally just a tap, it's because they work in a soap factory called the Soap Works. And I thought a tap would be an ideal cutie mark for them, because like a tap's kind of like a technical working thing, and soap works, and you know, soap and water and bath time and washing your hands, or in this case hoops in the sink sort of thing. So that's why it's a tap. It's because they work in a soap factory, okay? So this is what the tap turned out to look like, and I thought it looked very bland and plain and boring. And I was thinking of colouring in like the little handlebar nub things, like one yellow and one blue, but I decided not to do that because Pink Phillip takes his business so seriously, and this is like the working side. Like, he's a fun guy with his face, but like the business side, no mate, it is serious. So to add more details with the tap, I decided to add some like little bubbles coming out of it, which is perfect because it's like a soap factory, and I'm like, this is ideal. So yeah, I'm really happy of how everything turned out to look. Now that all of the paint is 100% completely dry, I'm now going to be using this matte Mod Podge to seal all of my work in, so it's like a protective cover so it doesn't like chip off or anything. And I'm using a matte Mod Podge because I do not want the surface to look shiny, because if it's shiny, like, the lights reflect more off it and it's harder to do photography and take videos using this pony, so that's why I prefer using matte Mod Podge. Even though that like shiny Mod Podge does make the eyes look really shiny and pretty, it's just not it, okay? I have to use matte Mod Podge, and yeah, just we don't want a shiny surface, okay? And of course we cannot forget the cutie mark. So now I need to wait for this Mod Podge to dry before I continue. So to style this pony's hair, I have put a lot of cotton buds or cotton squabs, whatever you want to call them, in this pony's hair, and I put a giant like hair rod roller in its tail, as well as Pink Phillip has some like curls in their hair and it's kind of wavy and stuff. So yeah, that is how I am styling this pony's hair. I basically put all of these rods and Q-tips, cotton buds, cotton squabs, whatever you want to call them, in this pony's hair to achieve their hairstyle. And it's also important to note that I was working with wet hair before I curled it around all of these rods, so yeah. So after the hair dries, I am then going to take all of these rods and Q-tips out to see what it looks like. Now let's look at the finished result of this pony. So this is what Pink Phillip turned out to look like. They have the little tap cutie mark with the bubbles, and that is featured on both sides. I did make them some glasses, as their character wears glasses, and I used two little like loom bands to hook them on the ears there. And I made the glasses out of like clay and some of this like bendy metal rod thing, I don't know what you call them. But yeah, I used two loom bands, and also the glasses are removable. The hair of this pony is meant to be kind of curly and have like some waves and stuff. It looks kind of messy, but it kind of works, and I like how it turned out and stuff. And you can see the little yellow and blue painted ears back there as well. And the head of this pony is still movable, as they didn't need to go under the risk of going under the knife, so that is good. And I did make them this blue shirt and a green tie as well, and that is secured on with a loom band. And look how beautiful the eyes are, oh my goodness. I am happy on how the eyes turned out in the end. I think I am getting like a bit better and a bit more confident like drawing on the eyes, and the freckles turned out pretty well. But like, I don't know why, but there's like this yellow sort of like smudges like on this pony, and ew, that's probably off like the yellow paint and the freckles, I guess. I don't know why is there like these smudges on the pony, and I'm just starting to realise this now, so I might get the acetone on that and clean it off. But anyway, that is Pink Phillip, and I'm really happy on how they turned out. I think I might give them some more like fun coloured glasses in the future. But anyway, if you like this video, be free to leave a cheeky little like and a friendly little comment. And if you haven't already, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, YouTube channel if you like. So yeah, which will be appreciated. And thank you all so much for watching, and bye!